The Atlanta Falcons are making another huge move, and honestly, this might be perfect. We're talking front office upgrades, real football minds, and on top of that, there's a rising draft prospect you need to know about who just pulled up to Atlanta today. Let's break this all the way down. What's going on? You already know you're tuned in to Falcons Digest, and it's Charles Jones, man, back with another Falcons breakdown. And today, we're diving into a move that might not make headlines like a big trade or something like that, signing or anything like that, but trust me, this matters. The Atlanta Falcons are set to hire Jeff Scott as their new assistant GM per Adam Schefter. And when you really look at this move closely, it tells you exactly how this franchise is trying to build going forward. Let's start here. Jeff Scott isn't just some random name, okay? This is a guy who has worked across multiple departments: scouting, football operations, and most recently with the Philadelphia Eagles. And if you've been paying any attention to what's going on around the league, you already know what that means. The Eagles have consistently been one of the best run organizations in the NFL over the past few years. We're talking about a team that builds through the trenches, drafts well, usually out of UGA, and we see a recurring theme going on with that. They develop talent out in Philly, and they usually stay competitive year after year. So when you pull someone from that system, you're bringing in structure, you're bringing in process, you're bringing in someone who understands what winning organizations actually look like behind the scenes. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. Jeff Scott has worked with Ian Cunningham going back to 2021, and that connection matters a lot because in today's NFL, front offices are built on trust, shared philosophy, and alignment. You don't just want smart people, you want people who see the game the same exact way that you do. And in Ian Cunningham's case, he's widely respected across the league. Let's talk about his background real quick. He came up through the Philadelphia Eagles system. He actually helped build rosters that consistently competed at a high level. And he was known for strong talent evaluation and roster construction. So now you're pairing Cunningham with someone like Jeff Scott, who already understands that system. That's not random. That's intentional. That's the Falcons saying we're building something sustainable. And here's the part that should really excite Falcons fans. Jeff Scott brings extensive pro scouting experience. That means evaluating NFL level talent, finding undervalued players, understanding roster depth, something that we've definitely struggled with, and identifying guys who can actually contribute to this team. This isn't just about draft picks, okay? It's about building a complete roster. And let's be real, that's something Atlanta has struggled with at times. Not necessarily finding stars, but building depth and consistency across the board. Scott also participated in the NFL's Accelerator program, which is designed to fast track high potential executives into leadership roles. Translation: this is someone the league already sees as a future high level decision maker. So when you zoom out and look at this move, this is about identity. The Falcons are clearly shifting toward smarter roster construction, stronger scouting infrastructure, and long term team building. And honestly, this is how you close the gap with the top teams in the NFC, not just the NFC South. We're aiming for teams like the Detroit Lions, who seem to be in competition every year and at least talked about every year. Green Bay, and most of these teams are NFC North teams. We are looking to aim at teams like the Seattle Seahawks, who literally just won the Super Bowl with Sam Darnold. So it's not always about the splashy moves that people want, okay? It's about getting the right people in the building. Now, let's talk about the other big piece of news today. Josh Cameron, wide receiver out of Baylor, is on a top 30 visit with the Falcons, and this is where things get interesting. Cameron is coming off of a first team all Big 12 season, and he's climbing draft boards right now.
Fresh set it down. It's for Robertson. Once again, one-on-one. Oh, boy!
Play fake. One-on-one coverage. Jump ball. Flag is out. Hits hauled in.
This isn't just a casual visit, okay? This is the Falcons doing their homework on a player who could be a real value pick. And if you look at his profile, he's got strong production, big playability, and right now, he has rising momentum heading into the draft. This is the type of prospect that can outperform where he's selected. And we just talked about Jeff Scott and scouting. This is exactly where great front offices separate themselves, finding guys like this before everyone else catches up. So when you put it all together, the Falcons add a high-level scouting mind in Jeff Scott, strengthen their front office structure, and continue evaluating rising talent like Josh Cameron. This is how you build something real. This is how you go from potential to contender. And if this is the direction Atlanta is heading, yeah, this move might actually be perfect. Let me know what you think. Is this a low-key game changer for the Falcons? For me, if you look at the tape on Cameron, he's a sneaky, shifty receiver. And to me, he reminds me of a Cordero Patterson, kind of Brandon Ayuk receiver. If we can get a guy like that in the draft with only 5 picks and we sneak another receiver like him out of the draft, I think that we may strike gold if we can do that. But again, that's just my take on what's going on with the Falcons. Let me know if you guys know anything about Josh Cameron out of Baylor, man. And per usual, man, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm very grateful for every new like and subscriber, view, everything. I'm just elated to be a content creator nowadays and do the job that I love, man. And right now, we're gonna wrap this up, and I want to close it by saying, man, you already know what it is. Peace up. You know the rest. This is Falcons Digest. Stay blessed, y'all.